Shalom, shalom, shalom. We'll start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who do teach and rule well according to the scriptures. Shalom to the elect. I had a quick one I wanted to go into, just because for the past couple months, I've been wanting to do this lesson, pretty much just going into the Mexican-American War, which took place here in 1846 until 1848, when Issachar and potentially some of the other 10 tribes, they had land over in the regions here. Let me see. Pretty much, yeah, here we go. Here's a good depiction picture. Yeah, it was from California to Mexico, Nevada, Utah, and then some of Texas, because this is where the dispute came from over the where the border is supposed to be, quote unquote, on them separating land. And this is after, Cristobal Colon, came over and did all the heinous and bloody and murderous and covetous, way all the words you could think about, the genocide, which you see Esau doing that still to this day, But anyway, all the things that Cristobal Colon had did, to the Gadites and the other 10 tribes that had came over here to the Americas after they had fled from the Assyrian captivity. You can get that history. What is this? 2 Kings. You can get I think it's 17 where it goes into it. Which say, hey man, it was all of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, because Jake was being wicked, man. Hey, you read from 2 Kings 14 up until 20. You can see, even after the Assyrian captivity, after they was exiled from Samaria, Ephraim in particular, you can see all the bullshit that they was constantly still doing, So when these things come about, hey man, it's for it's for the glorification of the Lord's just judgment being executed, Which we almost out of these times. The reason why all this history and these mysteries are coming about is so in these latter days we can realize that the nation of Israel has been scattered throughout the four corners of the world, and so you can identify who the nation of Israel is today, because just as I was saying, how the northern kingdom or Ephraim in particular was exiled from Samaria, you had Assyrians who would eventually, which you can read in Second Kings 17 as well, how they started to convert into keeping the ways of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the laws of the Israelites, keeping our ways, our customs. That's why Yahweh Shai told that woman at the well, when she started to talk about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let me get it. Like I said, I didn't know which direction I was going to go into on this. But hey, here we go. I think that's John the 4th chapter, I believe. St. John 4th chapter. You know what? Let's just read. Let's just read it. I'll start at 5. St. John 4 and 5, and it says, "Then cometh he to a city in Samaria, which is called Sychar, near the parcel of the ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph." Right, and then ultimately the Lord pushed us out of that land because of our disobedience, the idol worship that was going on there, offering to Baal, all the bullshit that was going on there. Now Jacob's well was there, and Yahweh Shai therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. Then cometh the woman of Samaria, who this woman of Samaria was one of those converts. You know, she wasn't an Israelite. This is why the Lord dealt with her as such. Let's see. It says, Yahushua saith unto her, give me drink, for his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, asketh drink of me? Oh man. It says, they which just ultimately show you, you know, they understood the order, they understood the war that had taken place there, they understood, you know, the history. You know, it didn't come about into this place with all the deception and lies to where certain history was lost. You know, that's the scriptures too, where it talks about how we would discontinue from our heritage, you know, and how we gonna worship gods of wood and stone who neither our fathers have not known. You know, these are the times that we're in. You know, it says, where was I? It says, which am a woman of Samaria, for the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. That's right. It says, Yahushua answered and said unto her, if thou knowest the gift of the Most High, and who it is that saith to thee, give me drink. Like, yeah, you know who I am. you know the history. You know who we are. You go ahead and just give me a drink, woman. It says, thou wouldst have asked him, and would have not, and have given thee living waters. The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with. It says, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Yep. It says, and that was, what is the living water? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, with that you won't thirst no more. Which Yahushua is going to tell her. It says, Yahushua answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again, but whosoever shall drink of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Yep. And the story goes on, you know, but I just wanted to make that quick point. Here, let's jump down. Yeah, this after Yahushua cut her and diced her up, you know. Let's jump down to 21. And Yahushua said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye know not what ye worship. Let me read that one more time. Ye worship, ye know not what. And that's what he was telling her. Hey, man, because the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know, the power, the creator of the universe, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is only dealing with the Israelites. You know, it says, for salvation. Read 22 again. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Which with Yahushua, he was breaking down that mystery, that history unto her. That's why in the scripture it talks about, go ye not into the land of the Samaritans, you know, but go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's where that history was coming about, you know. And it says, but the hour cometh, and now is when because the hour is now. As Yahushua was saying, look, he's coming to fulfill all these things. He putting things in his proper perspective, You know, a salvation is for the Israelites and the Israelites alone. You know that these are the things that are going on. Of course, we had to have that heritage stripped to us, but via the Holy Spirit and the Comforter, and we have the Lord has given us everything, and He's put us back in remembrance, as the scriptures say. It says, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Right? Yeah, me bringing out this Mexican American war, it brings about truth. You know why? Because if you read Genesis 27, where it talks about a Esau and his blessing, how you get the fatness of the earth, you know, and he would take dominion by the sword, you know, it just shows you the power that was given up to him to take peace from the earth, as written in Revelation. You know, that red horse. All these things, these mysteries are being unfolded, so you can know who's who in these latter days. You know, so the nation of Israel, can have that contrite heart and pretty much gear their way back into Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But let's go back into a little bit of this Mexican American war. Let's see. Because we ended off pretty much going into and that dispute took place right here in Texas. You know, because America thought it should be right here. If you look, let me zoom in a little bit. Right here at the Neches River in the 10 tribes, which they would say Issachar, the Mexicans, you know, but I believe it was a little bit of, you know, I can't really say that because I don't know the full history. We don't know the full history on how the tribes operated here in America. So therefore we know in part, we prophesy in part, but you know, that's neither here nor there. It says, but yeah, the Mexicans, we'll just say that the Mexicans thought that the dispute was right here, a little bit close to the Rio Grande River. So all of it was pretty much based on that controversy that they needed, that was there based on borders, you know. So then, based around that, you pretty much had America. What they do? What they always do? They'll set up a puppet, which there's no history. There's no evidence that show he was a puppet. But as I was reading into this situation, I started to do a little research on this guy who goes by Antonio Lopez Santana. You know, he's got some shaky history, and I'll just leave it at that. You know, but also that's neither here nor there. But ultimately, coming from this war, you know, by the end of it, after they pretty much had was bullying the Mexicans, you know, during that time, you know, over the land and the border, trying to show forth strength. They put like 40,000 men right here at the border, like they always do, you know. And then like you know, things get shaky, and then boom, what they got reason and probable cause to take over the area. So even with that being said, you know, they didn't just finish at the border. Over time, you know, they took all of that land, you know. So after it was all said and done, they took the whole territory where it talks about here, right? The Alta California, Navío, Mexico, you know, and Mexico as well, you know. All that land ended up getting conquered in a span of 3 years, you know. Let me see, I believe it's 3 years. Yeah, within a span of like a span of like 2 to 3 years, you know. Probably a little longer than that, but the war that took place eventually ended up having all that land being conquered. So yeah, man, as the scriptures say, man, he would get the dominion of the sword to be able to take the peace from the earth, you know. But let's see, I did want to go into 2 Ezra 13 because it pretty much, just to kind of put the little glue put the nail in the head on this. You know, these were the 10 tribes of the northern kingdom after they had fled that Assyrian captivity. You know, during the king of Hosea. You know, they fled, you know, into this land, or now what we would call America, but it was called Azareth, you know, which pretty much goes into a I don't want to misquote, but I think it means like unattained land where never mankind dwelt. Here, let's just do a quick Google search real quick, you know. Answer. And Salaki, if I'm all over the place with it, you know. Yeah, what the fuck is this? Yeah, that's not what I'm asking about. Another land, con. Yeah, it splits my mind. You know, my mind ain't what it. Hey, we have our ups and our downs in this flesh, you know. But yeah, that's where they when they fled, you know, under King Hosea, which was pretty much the last king of the northern kingdom, you know. He wasn't the most wicked of those kings, but he was up there, you know. The kings before him was out of hand. But anyway, let's read this. 2 Ezra 13:40. It says, "Those are the 10 tribes," and this is this is talking about ultimately, because if you read up to the beginning of this chapter, this is talking about when Yahushua makes his return, you know. And this is adding on to that history, you know, that only the Lord is dealing with the nation of Israel, because it speaks about how he's going to gather another peaceable multitude unto him, you know. So this is showing, adding on to that history, that peaceable multitude that the Lord is only dealing with is the nation of Israel, ultimately the elect, you know. And then after that, you know, the rest of the nations through reincarnation will get the kingdom, but the elect is going to get the kingdom, you know, the first fruits of the kingdom. It says in 2 Ezra 13:40, it says, "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king whom Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land." And this other land, you know, is going into here. Let's just read it. It says, "But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they had never kept in their own land, and they enter into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river." It says, for the Most High showed signs for them, and held still the flood until they were passed over. Hey man, because trust me, you gotta be skilled when it comes to the seas, man. You know, because the weather patterns that happen in the seas, man, it gets rough out there, you know. So the Lord, hey, which is possible, you know, because those Canaanites, man, with the ships of Tarshish, they understood that, they had that history, you know. They not that history, but they understood they were good in what's the shipment called, you know. They were good what's it, seamen is what a merchant seamen's, you know. They were good in traveling in the seas, you know. They did a lot of work for King Solomon as well. It says so the Lord held still those floods so they can get over to this side, you know, mainly in the Pacific Ocean, you know, uh, 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 the North Atlantic Ocean, you know, to the point where they got over here and they dwelled in the North, Central, and South Americas. I'm sure some of the Canadian, some of Canada as well, but that's just speculation. I'm extrapolating based on the history and how far they were branched out, you know. But it says, for through the country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Ashereth. So yeah, that's what you have unto this day. You know, that's why all the controversy starting out with Christopher Columbus, where he came in and what was that 1492, I believe. I believe it was 1492 when Christopher Columbus came over here, and from there, man, he said he couldn't put his sword down for 1 hour. He loved to slaughter, man. That just shows you, hey, man. Hey, actually, let's get Genesis 27. We'll end off on that, because this is the man that Yahweh Shem Yahushua used as a whipping stick, you know, that the border of wickedness to execute the Lord's vengeance on the earth, ultimately, and to show what wickedness looks like, you know, in its entirety. And you've seen that through the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Hell, even the scriptures call him Satan, you know. Let's see. What we say we was going? Yeah, Genesis 27. Genesis 27 and I think it's 38. Yeah. It says, and yeah, this is what ultimately what all of this is about. You know, all this controversy that you have with the Israelites, you know, and Esau Edom, the so-called white man, it goes back to the birthright, where he thought it was through the spirit given unto Jacob, because he sold it for one morsel of meat, you know. And based around that, he said, hey man, when my father died, I will kill my brother Jacob. And this is the reason why he brought us into captivity, why he kicked our ass so bad, you know, because of that envy and that jealousy. Hey, look, that's the same enmity that the Lord said that the woman and the serpent would have forever, you know. It's this Genesis 27 and 38. And Esau said unto his fathers, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. You know. And why is that? Because he wanted the blessing, man. He was like, man, this is messed up, man. My brother, yeah, this blessing supposed to be mine. You know? It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And you got that right now, you know? The Lord's a just and balanced power, man. You know, even the border of wickedness has had his time to fill his belly, you know. But we know what the scriptures say when he's about to fill his belly, you know. Hey, he gonna be in derision, you know, because at the end of the day, the Lord is establishing and showing you and giving you a choice whether you're gonna walk on in wickedness or you're gonna move on in righteousness, you know. And us here at the household of faith, the true worshipers, as Yahushua said, we're choosing righteousness. We are under the vibration and the power structure of Esau Edom, you know. So that that dog eat dog spirit has to be uprooted, you know. That envy, covetous, you know, am I my brother's keeper spirit has to be uprooted out of the world, you know. Even the nations are going to be ecstatic when this man is taken out of power. The scriptures tell it, you know. Is this the man, you know? Because they're gonna realize like the things that we see in this world today, You know, it can't be compared to the way things are going to go in order in the kingdom. You know, the knowledge is going to be, you think knowledge is increased now? The Lord has something better prepared for the apple of his eye. You know, the children that he chose to give unto his laws, statutes, and commandments to govern the world. It's something way better coming, man. It says, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break the yoke off of his neck. And that's what you see now. You know, he got dominion, man. He overthrew the whole world. He deceived the other nations. You know, he had the children of Israel in captivity, oppressed together. You know, the Spanish, the Mexican American War. You know, all the things he did. You know, and is still doing to this day. You know, in Haiti. You know, in South America. You know, the things he did to Gad. You know, he had his dominion. It says, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the day of mourning for my father is at hand. Yeah, he's saying, yeah, when Isaac is out of here, I got something for your ass, Jacob. Read it again. It says, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So boom, that's the reason why all these things are going about. That's the same reason why different leaders are saying, hey, the main reason and the problem of the world is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Well, we don't own no textile companies. We don't own nothing. We don't own land. We don't own military, you know, but we are the issue. And why is that? It's because they know that their time is short. They know they have to come down on the nation of Israel. They ultimately want to uproot the elect, you know. Hey, but for the elect's sake, these days are gonna be shortened, you know. So with that, man, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Shalom to the elect.